That is yet another other Sunday meeting behind us. The teaching was about worship, how we're all called to do that. Did a fairly long cycle run today, but my feeling is I think it has changed now that I have switched my diet. I have no complaints about that. But my walking, it's like stiffens. It just doesn't. It doesn't work properly, which is very unpleasant. Went to a Nepalese restaurant, had spicy chicken. The thing is, in Finland, when they have 3 chilies or very hot and stuff like that, then I would consider that to be, mildly hot. So that they really don't know how to make strong or hot food here. Spicy. We have now tried, I don't know, for a week we've glued the dog's ear, we have taped it, we've done just about everything in order to get it to stick, but to no avail. And now finally we went to the pharmacy and bought a tape called Leukoplast, which is supposed to be very, very, very tight, so that the ear nearly comes off rather than the tape. So we're hoping that we get the ear sorted out. It's supposed to become a kind of a rose, so that it's slightly upwards and then the end bit is tilted. But no, his ears are fully flappy, or the other one is. And now that we've been trying to glue it, all the hair has been removed from the ear and it's, well, hairless. But I heard on the radio there's still some Olympic Games on, so I think I'll go and watch them. But overall, I think the whole tournament has been just bad. There has been no audience. The stands are always empty, and you get a feeling that, it's pointless to have them in a country like that. Bring them anywhere in Europe, and the stands will be packed, and there will be proper atmosphere, worthy of games like that. I don't know if games are worthy of atmosphere and stuff like that. That's another thing. I think athletes are praised like we should praise God often. That if our church would be like a proper ice hockey match, then we would do good. Time to go watch the games.
Gonna tell you when.
Had a chat with Sardion's second ever employee, a potential employee. Once we worked for TeliaSonera, we had 1 employee, so it was 5 altogether, but now this guy would be joining, but his salary ask is fairly steep. But I think we'll come up with some kind of a model where we make a small amount of money. I went to the lunch, I sent an invitation to the lunch 11:30, but for some reason it had been converted on the way. He showed me his mobile phone, that it had appeared on his phone as 15:30. So there was a mere 3-hour difference. But then I waited for 15 minutes, then I called him. Did you get my invite? Yeah, I'm coming. When did you think you'd be here? Because I've been here for 15 minutes now. Yeah. Well, then I had a long, prolonged lunch. Luckily it was a buffet, so I could go and refill when he came, so he didn't have to eat alone. Need to give the previous employer a call to see whether we can arrange on some money details. It's at the moment it's looking halfway promising that it may happen. But it has been, I don't know. Funny enough, today my kind of concerns and worries, they're not disease related. They're more kind of relative related or family related. It's funny when you hear preachers talking about that. I bet if you're a Christian, you must have heard preachers talk about how I was in a desert, or I was feeling completely hopeless and everything had been taken away from me and everything was just all wrong. And you really do not have any tools to relate to stuff like that. Even though you might think that, yeah, that's what's happening, but no, you have absolutely no idea. Or at least I didn't, and I bet that there's a lot of others who have similar experiences spiritually, and all the kind of projects that we've tried to do, they seem to come to naught, which is not a very nice feeling. And then this illness, obviously, this is a major roadblock in our way. But anyway, when you hear these speakers say this, that yeah, God did this and that, and so first of all, you don't have any way to relate to it. But then, if you're in it, as I, at least to an extent, I feel that I'm in this horrid slump, that everything is going wrong, and there's not much hope, and things are just going the wrong way, and you don't see a way out of it. You hope for a way out of it, but you can't see it. But still, it's from past experiences, it's the tiniest thing, and then ooh, there it is, let's go that way. But no, this has been going on for a bit too long, and I'm not saying that this would be somehow extraordinary, or that people won't go through 10 times worse stuff. I'm not saying that, but still, I used to say that God has a way of tailoring pressure for all individuals, and everybody, regardless of your money or your wealth or your relationships or your friends or whatever you have going absolutely fabulously or horribly in your life, then the problems, everybody faces them. But this is me going through one.
Who's gonna tell you things aren't so
Last summer, my back tire off my road bike, it just exploded with a massive bang. I thought that I'd been shot or something like that, because I have this upright pump that I use, and I get 12 bars. I don't know what that's in PSI, but I get them fairly hard. Took it to the repair shop and asked for, could you please put a new tire on it? So they replaced the inner tube and the outer tire, which is this. And they asked me when I bought it, what do you want? Fast or durable? And I thought that I've never had, this was the first time the tire had burst on me. So I'll go with fast. And so I bought this one. And this summer, it has exploded 4 times. And I've then, you know, repair. I have a repair kit where you do all the glue and stuff like that, but it takes you an hour to just fix one puncture. So this morning when I was leaving for work, noticed that, sorry, no can do. Luckily I have 2 bikes, so if the road bike is tires are busted or it's rainy or something like that, then I take the cyclocrosser, which is an alright bike. The funniest thing, I think I did my average speed record this summer. It was 23 kilometers an hour, which is, I'm getting there. There's still, you know, way to go to 30, but still. But yeah, and it was slightly uphill, so it wasn't circular in the sense that where I left was lower than my home is, so it was slightly uphill. So I wasn't cheating by getting this. But now I went into the store and I got myself Schwable was the name of it, and these were the toughest tire protect. I mean, they have the toughest puncture resistance of all the tires available. And the guy said they're not as fast as these skinny ones, but they won't burst. And then, obviously, inner tubes for both of the tires, because I was done fixing that one. It had bursted one too many times for me. So tomorrow I'll give it a go. And apparently they're 25mm tires. These previous ones were 23, and the 25mm tire apparently it has a bit more bounce on it. It's easier in your backside. We'll see tomorrow. Took Sofia for her first bass lesson. What do you call it? She is now starting to practice playing the bass. Which might be what the doctor ordered for her. Hopefully it is, that she'll find enjoyment. And the neighbor kid, he plays bass also, so they were already. The funny thing is their classes were back to back, so when Sofia was coming out, the neighbor kid was going in, and they said, yeah, let's practice together, let's see if we could do something. Yeah. But yeah, I heard a new thing about the potential assignment with my old employer, and it basically, when you go in there, they take everything away from you. So computers, mobile phones, everything. So doesn't seem like a very appealing work environment in that sense. But hey, it might be good. No fiddling about with your social media accounts or anything like that. It would be pure work. It might be good, because I'm horrible in that sense. sometimes if there's clear stuff that I can do, I can start and I can just go. I can just sit there like anything for hours and just watch. Whereas if there's a break, so let's say something is compiling or I'm waiting for something to restart, then if I have the opportunity, then I'll flick through my news reader or social media account or stuff like that. And then I notice that sometimes I get stuck in I don't flick back out of that as soon as I'm supposed to. So maybe it will be good. And it's uncertain. And now the problem is that the guy that we have considered for the architect position, he doesn't do any development work. Where in the customer, they're looking for a technical architect who could actually demo something and do small compilations and do stuff like that. Don't know. But luckily it's in God's hands, not mine. My roller coaster ride continues. I noticed today that if I offed this record 23 kilometers an hour average speed, then if I walk and do something, if I can't kind of rest for a minute afterwards, then I took Sophie immediately after that to this place, and it wasn't very good. But as long as I get to rest for a while after physical activity, then I'll be alright. But yeah, thoughts have been a bit not dark, or maybe even dark. But thankfully, Jesus is King.
Can't go on thinking nothing's wrong.